question. Am I doing stupid things again? It goes pretty far down here. And there are my friends here. Hallo! Nö, ich komm später! Viel Spaß euch! Danke! So, I'm just gonna sit here. I feel safe enough not to fall down there, even if there's heavy wind and stuff. I'm in Bad Dürkheim, something like that, somewhere in Germany, for a Fusion Festival. It's the first time this Fusion Festival happens. It's at the Vineyard, really nice location, completely unaffordable, but the organizer knows the owner of the place, so we get it for an affordable price, so we can do Fusion here. So that's nice. It's an okay event so far, and I'm not gonna talk about that event today. I'm gonna talk about something else, and I don't even know what I want to talk about yet. Look, those are the people from the festival. We went on a hike, and I'm a lazy person. Once I have a nice view, I don't want to give it up. Might as well make a vlog here, right? Let them go back, do their wine tasting. I'm not interested in that. That's a stone mine, I guess. So it goes straight down. That's they took stones from here. Humans. What humans do is impressive. Welcome to LVlog number... Where the hell are we? I have no idea anymore. It's like 34 or 5. I haven't uploaded a bunch of LVlogs. I'm stuck at one, I think, in Bangkok. 1 night in Bangkok, 2 nights in Bangkok. My 2 nights in Bangkok vlog, and it was such a negative one that I didn't feel like editing it. And then I have another one that I don't feel like editing. Then I have a bunch more ready that I just didn't publish because I'm like, no, they need to be published in the right order, and so I'm stuck there. But then A, I don't need to publish them in the right order, and B, I don't even need to publish all of my LVlogs that I record. That's rules that I make for myself that I don't need to stick to if I don't want to. So I'm okay not being on their group picture. Right now I want to be here, by myself, alone. There are not many people here that I vibe with. There are a few friends, and a lot of people I don't know. So I'm like, meh. What was I saying? Yeah, so LVlogs, and I don't need to do anything that I don't like. This is a hobby project. I can do whatever. There was one in particular also where I was like full of fear. I was just afraid of like the future and China and stuff. So I didn't feel good in that one. That was in Brussels. So wow, also a long time ago. And I also don't want to edit this one. Maybe I will at some point. Yeah. So it is as it is. You get them as you get them. And if you never get them, then you never get them. That was actually a topic in my psychotherapy. Like, why do I do all of the things? Why do I record videos? Why do I collect data if when I die, nobody's gonna do anything with it? She always asks me, well, what happens if nobody's gonna ever see that anymore? What if it's lost? Because there's a topic with my granddad. I have boxes and boxes of photo albums and dias in my flat because I didn't want to throw them away because that's the collection of my grandpa, and I'm like, I want somebody to take care of, you know, my stuff when I die, all my hard drives. But what are they gonna do with it? I don't know. So yeah, there's certainly a topic. I don't know why I want that. I don't know why I have such a strong desire to collect data about my life. Mainly because if I die, then it's all for nothing if I don't leave traces or something like that. That's my... But it comes of a fear or of a lack of something. I don't know. I don't know what the actual need is. And I've been thinking I wanted to make a video about my imagination, how I see the future. Basically, the short version is I'm expecting there to be a World War III, and I'm like, yep, I guess we need that as humanity because then afterwards it's gonna get better. Right now it's kind of all going down, and you know, I guess we need some kind of a war event, whether or not that being actual physical war with, you know, soldiers and drones and warships, or whether that just being a informational war or I don't know, like a Cold War. But I feel like there's some kind of war is coming between the US and China, and Russia is already involved somehow, and also Iraq, that area, they're gonna clash. So you know, and Israel, and you know, there is gonna be stuff, and it feels like we need to go through some kind of war before that's getting better, because it doesn't seem like diplomatic solutions right now are working. So it's just gonna suck for a generation or so, and then it's gonna get better. Because that's usually how it happens. We get a war, it sucks, it gets better. We get a war, it sucks, it gets better. But overall it's going up, and that's still my hope, that overall it's going up. Even though I was born in a high, my dad always said it's a great time to get born, and he was right. But then now it's going, it feels like it's going down at least. Yeah, but I don't want, actually, I don't think I want to go further into that topic, because that's just imaginations. I don't know. It's like, and I'm somewhat preparing for it in a way, where I'm like, okay, what are the areas in the world that are gonna be actually bad? Middle East? Taiwan? Don't want to go there. I don't want to go to Taiwan, even though it seems safe for now. But it feels like a ticking time bomb before something's gonna happen there. Ukraine probably gonna continue. Maybe Trump is gonna open some other theaters. Who knows? And I keep watching those nice videos where one guy is just talking about those topics, and I find it so interesting. I'm not saying I like it or I want this to happen. I'm saying that I'm expecting it to happen. And I tell myself that it's good in the long run, even though it's gonna suck in the short term. And with that I can, you know, justify just living my life. And I don't make the topics of climate change so important anymore, because in times of war you have more important things to worry about than protecting the planet. And if we ruin the planet in the process, then, well, if you're in an active war, you don't want to protect the environment, because that's a clear disadvantage. All those missiles and warships and planes and drones and all of that needs energy and power, and I mean, there are nuclear submarines and stuff, which is great, but overall the whole war machine of countries is not particularly environmentally friendly, and you can't really fight a war without it, or you're gonna lose quickly. Therefore, you know, they'll have to. Russia has to, and the Ukraine also. Like, I'm not judging them for, you know, using missile defense systems. I mean, that's something that makes sense, and it's missiles, which is, you know, inherently not ideal for the planet in terms of CO2 emissions and stuff. But I'm like, you know, it looks like we're messing with the planet anyway, and we will find solutions. After the war, we will have capacity again to, you know, get used to the new normal, which will just be a planet with more energy in the system. So more droughts, more floods, more big weather events, and we'll just have to build infrastructure that can sustain that. Maybe we'll need to dig more, or maybe we'll need to build stronger, and maybe we will need to go outside with oxygen masks. I don't hope that it's gonna get there, but, you know, humanity is gonna find the way. Unless we nuke ourselves out with an atomic war. Could happen. I don't think that's gonna happen, actually. I mean, people in power might be crazy, but I don't think that they're gonna completely annihilate humanity. I don't have that impression yet. They might accidentally. Before the others can have the planet, nobody will. Could be that they do. But I don't see that as very likely right now. But also I saw the Ukraine war is unlikely until it happened. So, you know, I'm not the best in predicting those things. That's just how I see the future, and I'm okay with that. We'll deal with those things when they become reality. I have stopped worrying so much in the now of trying to protect the future, thereby not even living in the now. Because I could be like, oh no, I want to protect the planet for future generations, so they can also have such a nice planet as I have right now, thereby completely not enjoying what I have right now. Because what they will have in the future, they will deal with it, and that will be their normal. If I will be set in their world, it will be like, oh wow, that's a dystopia, it's all so much worse than when I grew up, but for them it's normal, right? So why do I worry about them? I should enjoy what I have right now, that I can just freely walk around without any robots attacking me, or whatever, like without being exposed to radiation, or without breathing in toxic gases, or without, you know, dying of thunderstorms or whatever the future might bring. This is safe. I can do this. I can be out here by myself, all alone, walk around, nothing will happen to me. It's still a great planet to live on. Will it get worse? Potentially. Will it get better? Maybe it will get even better than this. Humans are inherently good at, you know, making stuff work for them. much to the, how do you say, bad luck of other species, like wild animals. We got rid of wolves and stuff in the forests here because they were killing our cattle, and we're like, well, we want that for eating, so go die, wolves. Also makes the woods safer for me to walk in, and bears and whatever, right? It's like, I can safely walk in the woods here without freaking dying like I would in Canada. Anyway, so this time in humanity is still a pretty good one. I want to enjoy it. I tell myself I should enjoy it, but I want to enjoy it. And I sometimes have a really hard time doing that when I'm always in my head about the future. Oh, it's gonna get so much worse. Yeah, but it's not so bad yet. Why don't you enjoy what you have right now? It's so difficult for me to do that if something is not permanent, right? I want this to be permanently that good. But then if you have it permanently, can you really enjoy it that much? There was one guy saying once, I enjoy this cup because I know it's gonna break at some point and I'm enjoying it while I have it. Good strategy. Like, it's a good attitude. And I feel the same about the planet. Like, sooner or later, we've been there, heat death of the universe, nothing is forever. We're just trying to have it be for a long time. Oh, I'm getting cold now. Yeah, I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy life while I can still live it, you know? It's funny because I'm currently dating, would I say dating? I guess so. I guess I'm dating a girl, a woman in Vienna. She's a climate activist. And I'm like, I mean, that's nice. Because she has exactly my values in terms of wants to protect the environment and like the planet for future generations and wants to improve things. And her way of dealing with that is, you know, to really be active. A literal activist. Going protesting and stuff. But I never got there, or I never, even right now, if that opens up to me, I'm like, this is something you could do. I'm like, well, I don't see how that is really changing stuff. And if it's changing stuff, then it's just changing little things. And in the grand scheme of things, it's still breaking, which makes me feel like I'm fighting for nothing. And then I get in a depression circle again, and I just, you know, that's why mentally it's better for me to just completely say, okay, external things, whatever happens in the rest of the world, I can influence, you know, smaller things. And then I'm like, but the smaller things, are they really so important? But that's, you know, it's like, it's stupid. And then I revert to, okay, I'm just gonna have a nice life for myself. And then I again ask myself, well, what's a good life worth if everything is going to shit? I don't know. And maybe I will find a path. Maybe I find a way to actually change things and feel good about it, even if it's just a small thing. But I haven't experienced that yet. I haven't experienced actually being in a position where stuff changes for the better. And especially with, you know, political parties becoming more and more powerful that are opposed to my ideas and values, I'm like, they can so easily, boom, and funding for science is gone. You look in the US and they're like, boom, and funding for TB prevention is gone. It's like, just like that, for millions of people. And I'm like, well, even if I and my community would manage to make things better for a few people, if the governments can be like, and make it bad for millions and billions of people, then I'm like, well, was it even worth it? Was it worth my effort? And then I feel bad. And then I decide to not do anything at all anymore and just live my life how I want to live it and be like, oh, fuck the others, they're fucked anyway, everything's fucked. And then I'm in this fucking attitude again of pure negativity and not love. This is not a love mindset. This is a very, is it narcissistic? Maybe. But also that doesn't feel good. So I haven't figured it out yet, is probably the conclusion here. I don't know. I don't know what I can do in order to have the feeling that my life matters and that what I do makes sense. For now, I'm just living to live, living to enjoy a few moments. And partly I got really excited when I arrived at Zurich main train station, when I saw so many trains and I was like, oh, I like trains and I like traveling, and there I felt good for a moment. And then I went back to, you know, editing videos for my job and I felt, you know, nothing. Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to talk more about, do you want to hear more about, that's not what I can ask here. I don't think I want to talk more about the woman I'm dating. I'm being quite avoidant with her as well, even though it feels so good how we can communicate and how honest we can be with each other, and so many things are like really nice. And I was like, before I met her, I was like, I couldn't find a person like that. But then there are still things where I'm like, I wish that was different, kind of. And because of those small things, I doubt the whole thing, and that's just not ideal. I don't want to judge myself for it, and I kind of do. I don't like it. And yeah, it is. I mean, I can notice it. At least I'm noticing it. I notice what's happening here. I notice how my patterns of avoidance jump in, and I notice how I want to get away from this. And at the same time, I also want this to work somehow. I'll keep observing this, and we'll see where it goes. I don't even know what she wants. We never talked about that, but it feels semi-serious. It's going in a serious direction at least. And hey, look, I don't need to, because that's what it feels like. It feels like I need to decide right now if I stay with her for the rest of my life, which is BS. I don't. I can still always at any point redecide. Same for her. And so this feels like a much bigger thing than it should be or that it actually is. Because I can just, live moment by moment and see where it goes. And even if it doesn't work longer term, like my life long term, I probably still learn stuff just by being in a relationship again. Because I haven't been for 8 years. Getting there again and seeing what are my triggers in a relationship, seeing what's difficult for me will help me learn and improve for my next relationship. So that alone is another reason to tell my avoidance, yo, chill, we are safe. This is not a life commitment. Unless we have children, then it might be different. So as long as we don't do that, it's all fine. Because she told me a story of somebody else who said one of the ways to have an unhappy life is to have children with the wrong person. And I'm like, sounds true. So yeah. And at the same time, god damn it, I do want children. Like, there are 3 children here, 2 young girls. And I'm like, they're so cute. I know that at some point I want that too. They're from 2 different families essentially, with a single dad and apparently a single mom, and they came together and now they have 2 children. And there are the 4 of them, and even that can work, So even if I had children and it wouldn't work, it wouldn't be the end of the world. It wouldn't be, it might be bad at least for a bit, and then I would recover. And that's the same as with the planet. It will be bad for a bit, humanity doing its shit again with fighting wars, and then we'll get better. That's the circle. You just have to have the hope and the motivation to change things. And yes, if nobody's ever changing things, like me, I'm like, whatever's happening happens. And it's not that I'm not changing anything. I make it important to have a certain set of values, to be loving with other people, to be consensual, to not do anything that others don't appreciate. And that's true for the people that I spend time with. And I have a certain set of values, like for how I want to communicate with people. And I make that important for myself. And that's my way of changing the world, even if it's just in that bubble. And at the same time, I hope that this spreads and this, I just want to live like that, and raise my children with those values and support the people who also have those values. Essentially, I can't or don't want to do much more in terms of, I could go fight the war, right? I could, if I really believe in that, join the military, but I don't, I'm more of I run away kind of a person. I run away from war. If there was war in Austria, I would leave Austria. I wouldn't defend the country. That seems stupid to me. I will flee to a country that still somewhat holds my values and is willing to take me. I don't think, however, that there's gonna be a war in Austria. If we have a World War III, we are neutral. Like Switzerland and Austria, I think some of the safer countries to be in, and some staying here. Here, this is still Germany, but I'll be in Austria or Switzerland. And I was like, is it safer to go on some island in Spain? And I was like, no, because those islands will be relevant for warfare because they need to defend. The islands are first defense lines. And so and also they're really bad to be supplied. So it's super easy to starve them essentially. So, I'm not gonna go on an island, even though islands seem nice. But yeah, if the war starts, you don't want to be on an island. I don't want to be on an island. I don't care what you do. Cool. There are dance classes in an hour. So I guess I'm gonna hike down again. And you, go make a backup. And I don't know, go hike, enjoy your life. As long as you still can. As long as there's still a planet to live on. As long as you're still free. And don't have more important things to take care about in terms of survival. Yeah, enjoy that time. Am I being too negative with the attitude that war's gonna come? I don't know, maybe. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. And at the same time, I feel like it's kind of necessary. I think we need to go through something like that in order for the people to understand once again that this attitude of, you know, fascism is maybe not the best. Or maybe that's what ultimately has people more happy. I don't think so though. I don't think that that system is gonna work better than what we currently have. And even what we currently have with, you know, democracies and capitalism is not ideal. Like, many people struggle in this system as well. And there's probably no ideal system, but overall the systems will improve because there are people fighting for making it better. Like the woman I'm dating. And not myself. Well, I'm also, but in my own way. I mean, I am still voting and I am choosing where I live and where I pay taxes. Anyway, it's a bit of a big topic, but it's, you know, one of those topics that is on my mind a lot. And this is the dump of what's going on in my mind. So welcome to LVlog 35, 6, 4, 3. I have no idea. I get more and more afraid of like falling down there. So I'm gonna slowly get up and get behind this fence again. And then I'll see you in the next LVlog. Till then, peace. And I'm safe again.